Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I did a 3D freestyle butterfly nail set. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new videos. I'm starting out with removing the shine from my client's natural nails with my e-file. I do use fine grit sanding bands to slightly push back the cuticles during this step. I have my e-file at about 5,000 RPMs to make sure that I'm not damaging my client's natural nail. Next, I will be applying the tips. I did size out all the tips before I started recording. This client, she does like tapered square, so I'm using these extra long tapered square tips that I got from Amazon. Using pre-shaped tips are a lifesaver for me when it comes to saving on time. You want to make sure your tips fit from sidewall to sidewall. If you use too small tips, it may cause lifting, so I always recommend to size up if the tip does not exactly fit your client's nail, and then cut them down to size. Once I have all my nail tips applied, I will be going in with my tip cutters to cut down the nails to her desired length. I use magnets to make sure all the tips are the same length. This is another great method to cut down on your service time, so you don't have to go in and keep measuring every one to make sure they're the same length. Next, I will be blending in the nail tips with the natural nail. This gives for a smoother application when I go in to lay my acrylic. I increased the speed of my e-file to about 7,000 RPMs for this step. For prep, I'm starting out with my Mia Secret dehydrator, followed by a thin layer of my Young Nails protein bond, and then lastly I'll be going in with a thin layer of my no lift primer in that exact order. This combination has worked for me for the past 3 years, and my clients usually are able to keep their nails on for about 3 to 4 weeks. Here, I'm going in with a small bead of acrylic on the base of all of these nails. This step helps protect the natural nail from staining if you use a highly pigmented colored acrylic. It also helps with lifting. I go in with my 8080 grit hand file to just do a little final shaping of the free edge before I jump straight into the acrylic application. For today's set, I will be using my Mia Secret Cover Pink for the base of all of these nails, my number 12 Kolinski brush, and my Young Nails Monomer. I start out with a medium bead of acrylic. I place it down where the nail plate and the nail tip meets. Then I gently pat the acrylic down to the free edge. Try not to swipe so hard that you're not removing so much acrylic. Since these nails are on the shorter side for the most part, I will use the 2 bead method. My cuticle bead will be placed right above the first bead. As you can see, I try to lay my acrylic as smooth as possible so I don't have so much filing to do at the end. want to make sure the finger is pointed downward so that the product flows freely down the nail. I am using the 2-bead method for this application, but if I feel like there is any spaces that need extra acrylic, I'll place a small bead of acrylic wherever it's needed. I'll let you finish watching this application and then I'll pop back in on the next step. Here I'm going in to seal the cuticles and lightly debulk these nails with my 5-in-1 carbide bit. Once I'm done sealing the cuticles, I'll also go underneath the nail to thin out the free edge. And once I'm done with the e-file, I will take my 80/80 grit hand file to go over all of the nails and make sure the shape is crisp. Now I'm just taking my mini sponge buffer to get rid of any scratches that may have been left behind by the e-file or the hand file. I will be cleaning off these nails with a lint-free wipe and some alcohol in order to prepare for the nail application. This is one of my favorite nail clients. She lets me do whatever design I want, so I chose to do a black and white mix match set, and I think they came out absolutely beautiful. Before I go in with my French tip, I will be applying a thin layer of matte top coat to all of these nails. If you want a crisp smile line, this will definitely help with your French tips. You can use shiny or matte, but I just prefer to use matte. Once I have all the French tips applied, I just pop the hand in the lamp for 60 seconds before I move on to the next step. The pointer finger is going to be a bling French tip, so I'm just applying a thin layer of silver glitter to the background. This helps so that the spaces in between the crystals are not noticeable. I did do the second coat of glitter off camera. This middle finger here will just be simple zebra stripes, and then I will cure for 60 seconds. The body of my 3D butterfly will be AB crystals, so I'll just be gluing those down with my Macart rhinestone glue. I'm also using AB crystals and flowers for the bling French tip on the pointer finger. For the butterflies, you will pick up a small bead of acrylic and place it down the same way you would if you were doing 3D flowers. You'll wait a couple seconds and then pat the bead into the shape of a petal. I think it's best to add a little drop of acetone to your monomer whenever you're doing petals. That way your acrylic will dry a little bit faster and it won't be runny when you're trying to form your petals. I'm just top coating all of these nails with my Beetles top coat, and then you'll see me add a little bit of cuticle oil to all the nails before I show you the final results. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed doing this set. If you haven't already, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any uploads, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.